Good evening, good evening, good evening, Vanguardian News. I'm your host, Mahfouz Al-Qadir. We are on the eve of the weekend, actually. We are in the weekend. It's Friday night. Just coming on just to freestyle tonight as I normally do about certain topics, nothing too major. U.S. once again is $2 billion more. It's been sent to Ukraine. And, well, a lot of money. Biden just proposed another $500 million. Then on top of that, now it's $2 billion. Tanks, certain type of tanks that are pretty good for this type of war. And their state-of-the-art tanks that Ukraine has been requesting for a little bit now. So, requesting NATO. This is a NATO effort led by the U.S. Some call it a proxy war. Tensions are, as far as with Russia seems to be obviously frustrated that Kyiv is still standing strong after a year of invasion. A lot of destruction in a lot of parts that Russia control in that country of Ukraine. But the Ukrainian people and army, and they are determined to fight and keep their land and, declaring their land that's been seized by Russia. So this is going to be, we're in it. They're in it. We're in it with our money. We're invested as taxpayers and for democracy. And so this is where we at. So like it or not, there's still, of course, segment of America is like, well, what about here? What about Ohio, the chemical spill, the train derailment in Palestine, Ohio? Former President Trump visited there. He had a rally there, and he made some suggestions. If he was president, when he becomes president again, he claims that he's going to do this, do that, this, that, and the other, and, just what he would do, try to get us out this war once again, I keep saying, out this war, like, get out this war, like we're getting out this war. But I guess the U.S. involvement, as far as under his administration, will end. Obviously, what else is new? And so there's continue to be support. It continue to be a long road to the end of this war. And now China and Russia had a meeting this week. President Xi at China sit down with President Putin. It's like a reality show. It's like, it's like, okay, what else is new? What else is new, man? And at this point, I don't know what to say or what to think. It's crazy, though. It's crazy. But that's where we at. In Ukrainian news, more money is being shipped to them. More defense artillery and tanks and weaponry. It's a war. And it is what it is. In other news, on the home front, in sports, you had Eric Bieniemy finally had his press conference with the Washington Commanders. As you know, he has been named the Washington Commanders' new offensive coordinator and assistant head coach, which is a upgrade in pay. Still a lateral move, but I guess you can't say it's a lateral move because he's an assistant coach now. So he has more input. in these meetings, as far as in-depth meetings with player personnel, with the general managers and stuff like that. So I think that's a good move all the way around the board for Washington, who's endured just been snake bitten because of ownership. Dan Snyder right now is exploring selling of the team. How much? I don't know. Some people say all of the team. Some people are saying he's been forced to sell. There's still the report, the investigation with Mary Jo White. We'll see. That's over a year now that investigation was going, and from what Roger Goodell is saying, that there's no timeline on it getting completed. It's just an ongoing investigation. So maybe they're holding that over Dan's head. Maybe people know what's in the investigation so far, and so maybe they're just trying to, give Dan the option to get out on his own instead of being forced out. And maybe Dan is just being spiteful and trying to give the NFL the big old FU in exiting, So I'm sure he's not going out. He seems to be not involved as much as far as in the day-to-day. He's not at the facility. He's taking up residency, taking up residence at the coastline of London with his yacht. He's selling the high seas. He seems to be doing everything he can to, I wouldn't say disinvolve himself with the team, but just being hands off at this moment, because he's obviously, with the exploration of the cell, he's got a lot on his plate. And then there's news about Jeff Bezos hiring Allen & Company of New York, and I believe that's an investment firm that's that will look into exploring purchasing or making a bid or setting a bid for the Commanders. Now, this is all allegedly have been reported. That's great news in reference to the Washington Commanders ascertaining a stadium, a state-of-the-art stadium. We all know Jeff Bezos, financial prowess and his, his net worth, and he has, a lot of wealth and money. He's been blessed with that. He's earned it. He has Amazon. He has Amazon Prime. He has a partnership with the NFL, so I could see that being a smooth, seamless transition. I could see the NFL wanting him in. Now, whether he can keep that network partnership going and being an owner, I could see that being problematic. But with these billionaires, man, we don't know. It's an exclusive club being an owner, one of 32 owners in the NFL. It's an exclusive club. It's very private and it's very profitable. We're talking about God loads of money, man. I mean, billions here, billions of billions, multiple billions. When you're making a transition like that, it can take a long time. So I know there's speculation that it was reported that the sale will probably wrap up weeks after the Super Bowl. So we're going into 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, and we're getting the reports dripping out slowly but surely. For a while there wasn't much coming out. There's a report that was a mystery owner, a third or fourth mystery owner that was looking over that was touring the facilities there at I don't even know what they're calling it there. Well, at the team facility in Ashbourne, Virginia, and so there's still a lot out there, man. So billionaires, man, but a lot of people, a lot of fans would like to have Bezos, ascertain the team. I've got some crazy information that I might, I want to dig around a little bit just to test the waters and seeing how, I wouldn't say accurate, but, throw it out there a little bit, because I've got people, a plug telling me that the team was actually already sold. and that everything will be coming out. Also, that something about the uniforms, that how that went down, and how they came to the final, I guess, look of the uniforms. I heard the black was supposed to be really the primary uniform, and the burgundy was supposed to be the original alternate uniform. And so there's a lot of stuff that I've been hearing from people, man, and it's just crazy. So we'll see how it breaks down, man. Sam Howell, as you know, Ron Rivera had said that Sam Howell would go into the OTAs as the QB1 starter. It's his job to lose, but there will be competition, and he will have to earn the job. I think that's great. If they could develop him, and Sam Howell in the 5th round in 2022 draft last year, so if they could develop him on a 5th round contract, they got weapons around him. They just need a stout, very stout offensive line. They need to upgrade their offensive line. Their offensive line last year was not very good. I'll leave it as that. They weren't very good. They weren't consistent. There were injuries, and I think there's some age there. They tried to, once they got rid of Brandon Sheriff, All-Pro, they franchised him twice, and he wasn't willing to sign a long-term contract here. And the replacements that they got in, the guard Trey Turner, and Andrew Norwell, they were underwhelming at best. So they're gonna need to me, they need a tackle, they need a guard, they definitely need a center, their starting center. Chase Roulier was he was hurt again, and this is the second time he had a major injury and hurt. So they got to look at getting a solution there. Someone's going to be available. So that's the business of football. And then they got to make a decision on a lot of other different people. The big one is being Daron Payne, and they expected to use he had the franchise tag stuck on him. And so hopefully they can negotiate a long-term contract, and hopefully Daron Payne wants to stay here. I know he wants that money. He wants to get paid, and I don't blame him. So, he had a hell of a year. Last season he had a hell of a season. So we'll see how it goes down. That's a lot of money to invest in the defensive line, but you got number ones across the board. So you have to make some hard choices. Chase Young coming off an injury. He didn't play much last year. The knee injury still took a longer recovery. But, with me, with knee injuries, they're very delicate. And to me, I say you take as long as you can to be healthy. You don't want to re-injure it and rush back. So sometimes it's mental. Your knee is stable, but if there's still, you got to get confidence. The player has to have confidence. Got to feel he's confident on being able to do certain cuts and movements on that knee, and with bodies flying around, you got to get over that. Once you get over that, I think you can just play. But when he came back, he had his moments. So I think Ron was saying that they right now not looking to pick up his option, which they did that with Daron Payne, and he balled out. So maybe there's a motivation factor. And we'll see. You still got Montez Sweat, that's very vital to this team. Some people say you might lean towards just re-signing Montez Sweat, when his time is up over Chase. So, but Chase was, before the injury, was considered to be a generational talent. Now he had a breakout year his rookie of the year, but a second season he was undisciplined and he didn't play well. He didn't have 1.5 sacks in 9 games before he got hurt. So it was a mixed bag, So Chase just has to be, needs to be coached. He has to stay within the defense and let his talents take over from there. But you can't do your own thing. I remember that was the knock on LeVar Arrington. You know, you just got to stay within the scheme of the defense and do your job and let your talent take over. So I could see that going down this road. Unfortunately, LeVar got hurt. He hurt his knee. He was never quite was the same player after that. So I'm hoping Chase can push through and get back to the player he was, or get close to the player he was before injury. But like I said, that those 9 games of last season, he was underwhelming. So still don't know. You know, there's still an element of what are we really getting? You know, we know the talent is there, but can he harness that talent within the defense and be able to, let his talents flourish from there within the frame of the defense? So, so I can see why fans are on the fence about that. But anyway, that's neither here or there. So, what else in sports? I saw something about James Harden. They were talking about James Harden. Maybe is he really trying to position his way to get back to Houston next year? I guess, when his contract is up. He still has a house down there. He still works out somewhere down in the facilities, which I thought was odd. I guess, he's been there, so I guess I could see it, but I was like, it's Philadelphia. So, but they chasing the top spot, Philadelphia. They won the other night, and last night they won, and we'll see. Boston's still on top of the East. The Lakers won yesterday. They beat the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors has been like trash on the road. They haven't even won double figures games. They haven't won double digit games on the road. They're trash on the road, and they're fighting to get in the playoffs. I think they're in the play-in part. I know they don't want to do that, but they're going. Steph is hurt, ankle, shoulder. He missed some time. They're getting some people back, but they're gonna have to do something, man. So we'll see. The Wizards also, they're playing tonight. I think they're playing the Knicks. The game probably is over by the time I upload this, but Wizards, man, that's my home team and all, man. But since 1978, man, you get players, you get them in. You drafting the same players, you trade them out. I know there's professionals in the building. I get all that. Tommy Shepard, I think John Thompson III is in that in that management structure. Antoine Jamison. I'm sorry, what's wrong with me today? He's in that room. He's involved with the basketball operations. So they got smart people in there. Bradley Beal, I think, had a bruised knee. It was questionable whether he was going to play. Like I said, by the time I upload this, that information will already be out there. You guys will be on top of things. So, what else can I think of? Like I said, I'm just freestyling. I saw the Don Lemon return to, I don't know what they call that program, the CNN morning program, I guess. Don Lemon and I think Poppy, one lady named Poppy. And I think the new reporter they've been pumping up, Don Lemon has some issues, not issues with, but there's been some awkwardness, disagreements, or, little, I don't even call it spats, but just maybe miscommunication, maybe just, people sticking to their points and, just kind of staying on their points, talking points. So I think Don Lemon said something regarding Nikki Haley and talking about she's past her prime, referring to Nikki Haley saying something about her, her announcement for running for president of the United States about competency tests, having a competent test for presidents past 70 or whatever, which hey man, I can't knock it, man. I mean, that's been my pet peeve for 2-3 years now, so I agree with her on that. But Don said his little thing. So apparently that ruffled some feathers amongst the people out there. And so he returned and he apologized. I saw on Twitter, and he kind of apologized. And so he's back. So, I have, CNN is just, I like Don when he was on the night program. I understand the move he's making, but it doesn't do it for me because I'm not able to check it out so as much. Only clips on YouTube or whatever they cut in if it's breaking news or whatever they might show, as far as during the afternoon, and just a daily rap. But I like Don Lemon when he had his own show. But I understand the move. I'm not mad. Of course, my guy Roland Martin. He's always up close and personal. He's fire and brimstone, but I respect Roland Martin. I respect his grind, and I try to support him as much as possible, especially with during COVID, like the early part of 2020. Roland, that was my guy. I got really into his show, and I'm still into his stuff, man. And he keeps me informed. I follow him on Twitter, and some of the stuff. You haven't followed him, follow him. Some of the stuff that he has his little tidbits with. Roland is direct, man. He's not playing games out here, and good to have that brother, man, fighting a good fight. So that's my time. Hope everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you just a little half past midnight, a little bit past midnight here. So let me chill. It's been a long day. We'll see you soon. Peace.